Okay, welcome back everyone to episode 2 of Fallout 76. So, I'm recording this the day that our first episode is going live. So, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that. I do a real bad job with linking cards here, so feel free to just filter through my channel. I have everything set up in a playlist. So going forward, all of these videos will be in a playlist, just like how they are for all of my other series that I've been doing on the channel. So last episode I had a lot of fun, getting our feet back in the water on Fallout 76. Like I had mentioned, I've played it before on my own. This is the first time obviously I'm recording it, and first time playing it on PC. So we are going to hop back into it. We are just doing adventure, so there's two options, adventure and nuclear winter. And as you can see down here, nuclear winter is a battle royale. Again, this game has been out for quite some time now, so I'm sure most of you already know that. So I'm thinking this episode we might discover a few new locations on our journey to find the Overseer's camp. And yeah, we'll just go from there. We'll see what we're doing on time, and yeah, we'll just play it by ear, I guess. So this game on PC, it looks really, really good. I mean, to be fair, I have a higher end PC, I would say, so it can run it pretty well. The only thing that gets to me is just the loading times that you get stuck with on this, and that's not anything to do necessarily with my computer or anything like that. It's more so you're connecting to the server, so you know the server has to load in everything. You have to load into the server, so it does have a little bit of dependency on your oh, there we go. That was kind of weird looking. It has a little bit of dependency on your internet, obviously, because you're loading into a server over the internet. But yeah, overall, it's not too intensive on things. So let's get rolling here. So last episode we spent a lot of time in the vault, which is back up that way somewhere. And then we discovered this lumber mill here, and this episode I'm thinking we are gonna there's a house here, we'll probably hit that. There might be something along the way as well. We're gonna get to the Overseer's camp, and I know I know most of the storyline, and so I know where we'll have to go next. We'll just see how we're doing on timing. So let's get to it. Let's get over here and discover this farm. Since this is only episode 2, I am still like closely monitoring to see how our performance is doing. Just because, especially now we're actually out in the open world, and I want to make sure that everything is running smoothly and we're not dropping frames or anything's looking, you know, glitchy or anything like that. So, well, that is the one thing I did want to do. Actually, I was rewatching my first episode. And no. Field of view. I wanted to increase the field of view just a little bit. Yeah, maybe bump it up to 90 or so. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so we're just gonna explore around here, grab a bunch of junk. Just seeing how my sensitivity is as well. Oh, look at this. We have another Tinker's workbench here, and we're still rocking our clown costume. I forgot about that. I'm not actually gonna make anything. I'm sorry, I'm gonna scrap everything. Because that's the nice thing to do is once you collect a lot of stuff, like everything that we've been collecting in here, is to scrap it as soon as you can. Because once you scrap it, it breaks it down into those base components that we had talked about in the first episode. T, scrap all junk. Yeah, it breaks it down into those base components, and then it makes it a lot easier to carry them because they're less carrying weight. Alright, and we're encountering, I guess you could say, our first human type NPC. Or not NPC, I should say. Enemy. So these are the Scorched, and they play a vital role in the main story of this game. And as we continue through, we will understand more of their story. So let's take a look. We got some food in here. I had mentioned in the first episode as well, food is a key component while playing this game. You do have hunger and thirst bars that you need to watch out for and make sure that you're staying on top of. Let me see if we can bring them up. Yeah, it shows them right down here. So right here you have your hunger, and right here you have your thirst. So as you can see, we're not pretty thirsty, but we're getting kind of thirsty. So if we go into our aid, we do have some boiled water. Take a sip of that. And you can see we bumped up a little bit there. And if you hover over what the item is, it'll show you in like a lighter gray color how much you're going to get return on when you use that item. So like canned dog food as food, you can eat it. It'll show you here as well. You get some HP regen. Food is 10%, and obviously weight, and you do get some radiation from this. But it shows you right down there, that little gray piece, how much you get from it. So let's eat that. And let's have this purified water because it'll get us all the way up. And I'm going to hit the wrong button all the time. Oh, the other thing that we did get off of those enemies is we did get a pistol. So I think we can repair this. Let's inspect repair. Oh, we have to go to a workbench to actually repair it with other things. I forgot about that. But we can equip this, so let's equip this one. And it shows you the durability that's left in the weapon here. It shows your damage here, the amount of ammo you have for that weapon right here. So we only have 4 bullets, unfortunately. Your fire rate, range, accuracy, weight, and then your value. And the value is kind of tricky because when you do go and try to sell it to vendors, it's not going to be exactly that. The other thing I'm going to do really quick is put some of these on our favorites so that when I ultimately hit the wrong button, there we go. I think we can do, yeah, okay, we can use the scroll wheel and go back and forth between favorites here. So we have our machete and we have our pipe pistol. So let's stick with our pipe pistol for now. You can also hit the numbers on your keyboard as well. That will change your cycle through your favorite items as well. So we got some buff out, some bobby pins. We're just gonna collect a bunch of this stuff because, oh, there's a dead cat. That's so sad. We're gonna collect a bunch of this stuff because it's definitely worth it in the end when we start building our campsites or we start making weapons or ammo or any of that stuff. It's good to have a lot of materials on you. So we do have a message here. Let's take a read through this message. Responders don't know shit. Every night there's more of them in the sky. Brotherhood warned them, warned us all. Defiance has fallen, they said. What the hell's that mean? Supplies running low. May try to get to Abbey way over the mountain. Free states have gotta know more. Sammy, you read this. Get to Abbey, straight east of the Red Rocket Megastop. She knows the Brotherhood of Steel better than anyone. May angels look after you, because sure shit nothing else will. Interesting, Abbey's Bunker. That is a quest that we will be doing with Abbey, but that is down the line. That is not anything soon. So we got everything in here. Cool beans. Let's go out here. Front porch. We have some wood. I'll take that. Got some wood blocks down there, not necessary. You'll see these petrified corpses all over the place. If you destroy them, they will release a fair amount of radiation, so just be careful with those. So I think we've pretty much explored most everything. We'll go over to the barn over here. There are some enemies, as you can see. Oof, this does not do good damage. And we're out of ammo. Alright, switcheroonie here. I will take that. I'll take that because we can scrap it pretty easily. And then there's probably some more bad guys in here. But we're not going to necessarily worry about them just yet. Let's take a look around and explore. You know, I didn't even notice what this place was called. Wixen? Yeah, Wixen. Homestead. I'm gonna go with Wixen. Okay, so not too much down here. We do have a armor workbench, so we're gonna scrap some stuff. Let's scrap all of our junk. Let's get rid of this. Actually, let's hit cancel. How does that compare to this? Let's just scrap it. Easier to just scrap it. So accept. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We will get rid of that as well. We're completing a bunch of different things here. Oh, where did we get this? When did we get an automatic laser rifle? I don't remember picking that up. Okay, so this petrified corpse did bust and or fall apart, I should say, and we got some radiation from that. As you can see in the lower left hand corner on our health bar, we do have some red in there now. So okay, we got some screwdrivers, antifreeze bottle. I just want to kind of, like I said, get as much stuff as we can while we're here. We do have a bad guy over here, a Scorched. Let's take him out. Oh, he's got an axe. I like how it said he had an axe, but then you look on his body and they have a lead pipe. Like, does that make sense? Okay. So I think we've pretty much covered everything here. The only thing left is this trailer that's sitting out here. I will take that used oil can. Take the pipe wrench and all of that. The adhesive is very good to have. Adhesive plays a decent part in a lot of crafting. So definitely does not hurt to have that. Coolant cap. These items are more than likely just going to get you a lot of metal, like a lot of steel. Which isn't bad either, but at the same time, steel is pretty easy to come by. Especially if you're scrapping weapons and such. So I'll grab all of those though. All of those tools. We're going to come back over to the workbench and let's scrap all this stuff. Scrap all junk. So as you can see, we're going to get a ton of stuff, including a decent amount of steel. And 2 adhesive. That's what we really want to get. So let's get rid of that. We do have a decent amount of ammo for that. So, okay. Let's actually go in here to our inventory. And we are going to favorite this. What was favorite again? C. We're going to, we have a decent amount on that. So let's hold on to that. Pretty positive it goes to 3 then. Yep. Number 3 you can do to get to what you need. Alright, I guess we will keep walking down the road. What is this? Oh, it's just a tree trunk. So the Overseer's camp is down this path here. There is some stuff up on the hill over there. We might take a look at that later, or maybe in a different episode. I still haven't really decided how I want to structure these episodes. Thus why we'll just kind of go with the flow for now. Kind of just hitting locations along the way on at least the main story. I know it's going to get to a point where we're going to start doing side missions. And so maybe I will, I got to adjust my chair here. Maybe I will do some more focused videos where I just kind of play through everything and then put a voiceover after or something like that. I haven't quite decided, like I keep saying, so. But you'll see as we go. Alright, here is the Overseer's camp. That did not take long to get to. Alright, we have that. So we have our first contact, which is our main mission, which is finding the camp, and then we have some miscellaneous quests as well, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. So craft a piece of armor, craft a weapon, and place your own camp. So this is your own stash box. So this is a universal stash box that you can store all of your items in. So let's open this up here. As you can see, mine is empty because we just started the game. However, if I put an item in here, if I ever find another stash box, even if it's placed by somebody else, you can still access your own from the one that they have placed in the world. So it's more so like a back-end storage vault for you. You don't have to go to the same exact one all the time. As long as you can find one, you can access what you need. Almost like banks and ATMs, I guess you could say. So no one else can access your own stash. So this is all your own stuff, and it's all private to you. So I'm not going to store anything, so we'll back out of there. I'm going to pick up some of these materials. Ooh, some loose screws. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff in there. We're going to take all of that. And this is another thing. You can find plans throughout the game itself. So this one, a plan would be for like a building item. So this is for a metal bed for your camp. You can place a metal bed down. This will give you the plan so that you know how to make it. There are also recipes as well, and there's also gun plans as well. And we'll find those as we go through the game. So we're going to pick up this one. And in order to actually activate it, you do have to unfortunately go in here. And I believe it's under notes. Yeah, under notes. And typically in this section, any plan or recipe is going to have a value to it, whereas all these other ones don't really have a zero value. So if you ever come in here and you're trying to find a plan or a recipe really quick, all you gotta do is filter. So if you go to Q and you hit sort, or whatever system you're playing on, if you sort it and you sort by value, it will automatically put all of those to the top of the page, because this page is going to fill up super quick as you start picking up stuff. So all we have to do is click on this, and it tells us crafting item unlocked, metal bed. And they've added in now additional wording if you've already unlocked that plan. So you can find multiple instances of plans and recipes throughout the world. And before, it wasn't marked, so you wouldn't know if you knew it or not unless you kind of just knew offhand. However, now, if you do know that, it'll put a little bracket in front and it'll tell you that you already know that plan, and it won't let you use it again. So then you know, okay, I can either drop it or I could sell it to a vendor. So let's scrap some of all that junk that we just picked up. And let's go over here to this stash. So you'll find these ones around the world as well. And these ones are for the main storyline, which is following the Overseer. And they're specifically called Overseer's Cache. And as you can tell, they're kind of like a darker gray color, whereas this is like a blue and it's a stash on the front. These ones are just gray and it has the Vault Tech kind of emblem on there. So we are going to grab out this stuff from in here. So that's typically what it is. It's a bunch of like goodies and then a overseer's log. So let's take a listen to this log.
Overseer's log, south of Vault 76. I knew this wasn't going to be the Appalachia I remembered, but mutated animals, haywire bots, no people so far. We have to be ready to rebuild in what I can confirm is hostile territory. Fortunately, Vault Tech was prepared. You see this? The cooking station, the stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my own advice by not taking it with me. But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it. If it's still standing, the town of Flatwoods is further down this road. Find me there. This is the Overseer, signing off.
All right, so she kind of explained a lot of stuff there. The main thing to touch on, though, is the camps. So you can pick up and move your camp, and typically most of the time, any of the buildings or structures you built in your camp, they'll come with you and you'll be able to place them down. If not, all of those items are stored, so you can then try to place them in a different location where you move your camp to. It's not like you'll lose all of your items. I know there have been bugs in the past where that has been the case, but nowadays it's pretty straightforward, so you're not going to have too many issues around that. She also said that we are going to head to Flatwoods next, and she said that she would meet us there. But yeah, in the meantime, we are going to do these miscellaneous things. So we're going to craft some armor here. Alright, so as you learn more, what am I trying to say? More armor plans, they will show up in the crafting here. You need certain materials to craft certain things, and on top of that, you might also require certain skills depending on what the level of what you're trying to craft is. So, we have our light armor here, and that's what we need to craft. On the left-hand side, it gives you the item stats. So you got the damage resistance, and then this is, what am I trying to say? Like overall physical damage, and then this is, I believe this is like electrical damage. So it shows it there. It shows the weight as well as the value. This is the durability. It doesn't give you a percentage or anything like that, but you can obviously see from the bar what it is. And also there are different skills that you can then equip, or I should say perk cards, as we saw in the last episode, that can increase the durability and miscellaneous things like that. However, that all will come down the line. The thing to worry about now is just having to craft this. So we only have four leather. So we could do a chest piece, which is probably going to give us the most. Yeah, the chest piece will give us probably the most protection. And when you click on it, so let me actually go back here. So when you click on whatever the piece is that you want, depending on what level you are, depending on what you have unlocked, it might show a different level within here. For us, since we're so low level, it just shows level 1. So this is going to have lower damage resistance to it. Once we get to a higher level, it'll obviously have higher numbers over here and possibly higher durability. But since this is all we can craft for now, we're going to craft it. It'll tell you what items it's going to utilize, and that's perfectly fine. We just hit space and that'll make it for us. Now we could craft a left arm or a right arm as well. However, I think I'm going to hold off and see what we can find, save some of our materials, because it's not necessary right now because we're just going down the street for our next stop. So if we go back into our Pit Boy here, we go to our apparel, we now have a leather chest piece. Now the clown outfit will go over top of the chest piece, so if we back out of this, we go into our third person mode here. As you can see, you don't see the leather chest piece even though we have it equipped. It will put our outfit on top of it, which is kind of cool because before you would get outfits and they would take the place of your armor and they never had the same kind of damage protection or anything like that. So you were always at a loss. You could never really use the outfits unless you put them on just to take like a picture or just for, you know, for fun and games or whatever. So now the other item that we can do is craft a weapon. So in here, obviously, we have a few more options. We have blunt melee weapons, edged melee weapons, pipe guns, and throwing weapons. And it'll give you a quick, instead of having to dive into each one and then click back on it, it'll show you the available recipes on the right-hand side there. So for blunt melee weapons, we started with a board. For edged, we have combat knife, hatchet, and machete. Pipe guns, you can see there's a pistol, bolt action pistol, revolver, and syringer. And then finally the throwing weapons, we just have throwing knives, which we found a little bit of those earlier, so we're not going to craft those. Let's see what would be the best. Probably an edged. So the hatchet weighs more. We already have a machete though. That'll take some screws. That's the hardest thing, is a lot of these take screws. This only takes one. So let's just make that. Level 1. And cool. Now we're actually going to go in and probably just scrap it. Just didn't need it. No need to have it, so. And we can make repairs at the workbench as well. So if we go, it shows you your different options. E is for craft, R is for scrapping items, which is what we've been doing. And then space is modify or repair. So if we go into here, we can go down to our pipe action, or pipe bolt action pistol, for example. You see our durability is pretty low there? Well, we can hit, what is it? I think it's just modify? Maybe. Well, if we go into modify, this is where you can change out the different components of your weapon. So you can change the receiver, the barrel, the grip, the sights, and a muzzle, just depending on what you have unlocked. And it, again, it on the right side shows what you have available to do. So we have a standard grip on here, but if we wanted to, we could do a bruising grip. But we're just going to leave it as is. We don't need to worry about that for now, because this isn't going to be our main weapon going forward. For muzzle, you could put a small bayonet on there, and it'll kind of show you in the green, well, it will show you in the green up there what it will look like. And different weapons might have different items within them. Like once you get into, let's say like a sniper rifle, you'll have a lot of different options that you can choose from. So let's go back. Okay, it's T. If you hit T to inspect and repair, hit T, and then I think if we hit T again, oh, that's not what I wanted actually, hang on, I was on the wrong one. I haven't played on the haven't played much on the PC before, so I'm just trying to figure out what all we have to hit here. So T. Oh yeah, you have T, you can use a repair kit, which we have one, but I don't want to use those because they're kind of rare to come by. We just want a workbench repair, so we'll hit R. It'll show you what materials you need to increase the durability, and then all you have to do is hit space and it will apply them. I'm not going to do it because, again, I kind of want to save on some materials here, so we're just going to actually back out of here. But that's kind of how you do the basics for that. We also have the ability to place our own camp, and we will get into that probably at a later episode. We'll just leave it as it is for now, because we're going to head this way. Because if we go into our map here, Flatwoods is just down here. The other thing that you might have been seeing on our map are these little V's. These are vendors. This was added in a update a couple months ago, I would say, that individuals can place their own vendors in their camps, which is really nice. So then you can sell items that you acquire during your travels in Appalachia to other people who are on the same exact map. Because as I mentioned before, this is like an MMORPG, I guess you would call it, and you do play with other people. So there's a lot of other people on here. And you can see them just by hovering over them. You can get their name and their level. So that guy's level 88. This guy here, 228. So he's been playing for a while. I mean, granted, the game has been out for quite some time. So we're going to head down this way. Along the way, we're just going to pick up some stuff as we see it. Salisbury steak. We do need to keep a watch on our food and our drink. Looks like we have a Cogsworth up here. Oh, Mr. Farmhand, and he is an enemy. So that's the nice thing that you can do if you're not sure if there's something that is an enemy at a distance. You can zoom in on it and it'll show you right up top. Mr. Farmhand, if it's red, it means it's bad. If it's green, it means he's friendly. However, he is red. It'll show your level as well. If it shows a skull and crossbones, it means it's way too high of a level for you. So I typically would recommend staying away from those. You want to stick on... Oh, we got some dogs. Alright, alright. Okay, got him. We got some dog meat here. Some mongrel dog meat. It's always good to just loot everything that you take down. Any enemy that you take down, it just does not hurt to go over and see what they have, because you never know what you're going to find. You might find something that's extremely useful to you. The other thing, which I don't believe I showed... Ooh, we should get that hide. It's not what I wanted to do. Take. And I'll take the meat as well. The other thing that I did not show, I think, at least I don't think I showed it. Let me show you really quick. So if you noticed when I was in combat there, it showed the hit numbers on the enemy as I was shooting at them. If you go into settings and you go into game, I think it's actually display. Yeah, if you go into display and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you just want to make sure these are turned on to show that. So show damage numbers, you'll have survival, adventure, and I believe nuclear winter is set to default to be on, but the other two are off. So, and survival is what we are doing. I think that's what we're doing right now. So, anywho, let's keep moving on to Flatwoods here. Welcome to Flatwoods, home of the green monster. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Got some containers sitting out. We'll loot those. What else do we have? Combination wrench, we will take that. Some pre-war money. It's funny because I play, like I said, I played a lot of Fallout before, and it's kind of trained me to. Oh, we got some dead people over here. I don't know what went on here. Looks like one got nailed with a baseball bat there, but the other one is just dead anyway. That's weird. Their positioning is off too. I had to aim like over here somewhere to get that corpse. But yeah, it's funny because what am I trying to say here? I'm getting distracted by things. But yeah, so I've played a lot of Fallout before, and so I'm kind of trained to search everything and loot everything, and it kind of has spread over into all of the other games that I played. Okay, cool. We located the Green Country Lodge. Right? Green Country Lodge? County Lodge? Country Lodge. Cool. But yeah, like I'm playing Borderlands 3 and I have to open up every single thing. There we go. Turn our light on here. Turn your light on, at least on PC, you just hold down tab. We will take that. Nothing much else here. Let's explore around in this country club as well. We have a weight room. Oh, we got some rad roaches. It looked like there was an opossum here, but has since been killed. Don't have much else in here. Got a guy who was working out and unfortunately did not make it. It's funny, they have a Slocum's Joe donuts and coffee advertisement in the workout center. So yeah, let's keep moving on. I will take all of that stuff, scissors and wrench. We can take a look at the outside here. We have the pool. We do have a first aid kit under here. I'm going to take a search through this. Nothing too much. There's a melon in that cooler. There's a pool house over there, but you can't get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go upstairs here because we can explore a little bit more of up here. There might be some more goodies that we can find searching through here. It's so weird not... Like, that's the one thing that stinks, is that since I've played this on Xbox a lot before, I've never really worried about copyright or anything like that. And so I would always play with the music. It was always really nice to hear the music. But unfortunately, due to copyright and everything like that, I really can't be playing the music as we're going through this. Okay, here's a new box that we can loot from, and this is a chem box, so this typically will have medical supplies in it as well. And if you do have the perk card that I have, you can also do an extra search on those containers as well. I'm getting some weird lighting stuff around those poles back there. I don't know if you saw that. Oh, and it looks like someone built their camp right out there on the bridge there. So that is what I was talking about before, is building your own camp. Typically, that would not be there. Alright, I think we've pretty much explored most of that. So that was the Green County Motel. Let's move on and travel further into Flatwoods here. This is going to be a pretty common scene here where you'll find kind of a front porch, house all boarded up, you can't go into it, but a bunch of goodies that you can probably loot off of the front porch. So we have a survivor story for Willie Mae.
I pressed the button. Hush! I think it's recording now. Shush! Hello? Hello there? Oh, I think it's working. I hate these things. This is Willie Mae. And I was asked to talk a bit about my life since the war, to help educate future children someday. I think that's nice. I thought I'd just watch my programs and entertain the grandkids in my retirement. But that didn't turn out to be the case. I'm just glad they all made it to the vault in time, you see. When I saw it in a dream, I knew my prayers were answered. My husband Frank used to work in the mines. Just a bit before the war, there was news of tremors, and he didn't come home. I don't know what happened to him or why he never came home for sure. And between you and me, I'm fine with that. Since the war, I've just read my old newspapers and listened to music. It's very peaceful for one. Just right nice by me. You ever hear of the Watauga Times Atomic Lottery? The winner got 10 years worth of Blamco mac and cheese, and Salisbury steak, and Nuka-Cola, of course. I played that lottery for 20 years, and I finally won the month before the war. It lasted only 8 years, though. But who can you complain to? By the time it ran out, I had heard the respondents' radio broadcast, so I went out to find them and get supplies. Bless their hearts. Well, I'm going home now. For a bit anyways. How do I turn this thing off? Oh, blast these things. Not this button. Not this one. Oh, oh, here it is.
Well, geez, that was like the longest story ever. So we're going to find a lot of those throughout Flatwoods here, which as you saw while I was letting that run through, we discovered Flatwoods just down the hill there under the bridge. It popped up saying discovered Flatwoods. However, there was another holotape up here, which you'll find these throughout the world. And I figured I'd run back real quick and grab it. So let's play this bad boy.
Welcome back, dear listeners. It's time once again to put aside all you think you know, all you believe to be true. Time to open your mind to the strange, bizarre, and sometimes terrifying world that exists in the shadows and fringes of our own, where myth, legend, and rumor are made real. Yes, it's time for more thrilling tales from the West Virginia hills. Tonight's episode, Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods, is brought to you by Sugar Bombs, the breakfast cereal with explosive great taste and 100% of the recommended daily allowance of sugar. Get your morning started right with Sugar Bombs. Our tale begins on a fateful night when a young pioneer scout, Fred Fisher, finds himself in quite the predicament, having taken a spill and fallen into a dark place.
Where am I? Jack? Biff? Mr. Bailey? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Me. My name's Sally. What's yours?
Fred.
Are you okay, Fred?
I think so. My head's a little woozy. Must have hit it when I fell.
Oh, no. Did you get lost, too?
Well, sort of. What I mean is that I was camping with my scout troop by the lake near Flatwoods. There were these lights kind of dancing in the sky.
Neat.
I guess. Anyway, we heard some weird noises, and the guy's double dog dared me to go look, so I did.
All by yourself? You're really brave.
Shucks. Thanks. I followed the noises to an entrance of an old mine. It smelled awful there, like rotten eggs, but worse. Suddenly, there was this bright light shining down on me. I was super scared and ran to the mine to hide, but everything felt strange. Like, my feet weren't even touching the ground. Everything went black, and I woke up here in the dark.
That all happened to me too. We'll just do what my dad says. When you've strayed or lost your foot, do what's best and stay put. They said they'd bring him soon.
There are other people here?
A very good question indeed. Tune in next time to find out the answer in the chilling conclusion of Who Goes There? The Strange Encounter in Flatwoods.
So I believe there are one or two more of those holotapes that you can find throughout Flatwoods and possibly throughout the world just in general. And they tell that radio drama, which is kind of cool. It's cool to see that or hear that story about the Flatwoods monster. And it's cool how they've incorporated those like mythologies, I guess you could say, into the game itself. So as you saw, I was just kind of walking around and I repaired my weapon. I did some scavenging. We did find a weapon mod there for a barbed cane, and so if we do come across a cane, I'll show you how we can apply that to the cane itself. However, we do have another survivor story that we're going to put in. Hopefully it's not as long as the last one.
Is this thing on? Great. Hello, survivors of this garbage dump. I'm Sophie, and this is my stupid survivor story. Let's dumb shit go. Oh yeah. Before the bombs, I was a librarian, and now I can read everything all the time. Whee! Look at me! I'm lucky. Wait, no. Maybe as one of those farmers who prepared for the end times. Some sort of religious thing. Yeah, that's right. No, I got it. I was a sweet little kid and lived off some cat food containers in a super duper mart for months near my parents' rotting carcasses. Nobody came. Nobody. I learned how to deal. You should too. The responders are a joke. Nobody helps anybody anymore. Get a grip. If you're not a total idiot, you'll get out of this dump before the responders get you killed. Leave the sick behind, the better off. Trust me. Whiny babies can stay here and play make-believe, but anyone with half a brain will go up to the mountains and drop the dead weight. Delbert already tried to stop me. Sorry to say nobody will be around to teach you how to eat shit now, Flatwoods. Bye, suckers. Love always, Sophie.
Dang. Well, as you saw, we just found the funeral home there. Just did some scavenging. There's some notes and stuff back in there. However, it talks on the responders and everything like that. So I kind of want to get the ball rolling on that first before we jump into any of that. So let's hop down here and continue the story. So this is where the overseer is supposed to be at. Alright, nothing else in there. Let's go in here. So this old church has been converted into a trading post for the first responders, or for the responders. So, here we are. That's some Instamash. Some good stuff to loot in here as well. As you can see, we have another Overseer's cache here. And we do have a few things here. A couple plans. So let's take those. Some ammunition. A decent amount of purified water and canned dog food, which, like I had mentioned, you can use to as food. So there is a decent amount of literature and stuff to go through in here. So I guess we will start with the Overseer's log. Flatwoods.
Overseer's log, town of Flatwoods. My God. There's no one here. The old tavern, the church, people were using them for shelter, but they're gone. Mutations we expected. But there's something else. A disease. I was attacked by... Well, it used to be a person. But it had these green, glowing lesions, and its voice. Angry, tortured. We are one. One what? Whatever happened here is beyond anything we expected. And we expected a lot.
Okay, cool.
Before they were wiped out,
Oh.
the survivors called themselves the Responders. Looks like they were made of firefighters, police, emergency medical staff. They even have an automated system to teach people about treating water, food, survival. I'm doing their tests, and you should too. I know it's even worse than we imagined, but someone's got to know where the missile silos are and how to secure them. The Responders are the best lead we have. This is the Overseer, signing off.
Okay, so a couple of things there. First of all, just to make note of what just occurred a second ago, as you saw I scrapped that, it said that you unlocked some kind of additional barrel or stock like that. So that's another incentive to pick up weapons throughout the world, is if you pick them up and scrap them, you then have a chance to unlock more modifications to them. So changing the barrel, the stock, the muzzle, the sights on it. The more you scrap, the more you have a possibility to unlock those items. Another thing that I wanted to bring up was that we did level up. So I'm going to take a quick peek into here. As you can see down here, it'll tell you when you've leveled up. So we just hit T. And now we can pick another place that we want to stick a special point. So if we go into Strength, that would be nice. So we're not using melee, so I don't know if we want to use that. But the thing is as you progress down the line, melee is a bit better to use than weapons themselves. So we may want to do that. One-handed melee weapons. Let's go back. Tab is back. Let's see what perception has. Nothing really good. What about endurance? What about if we go over to intelligence here? Nah. Okay. So let's go to strength. Let's just do gladiator. Cool. Oh, we're parched. So it'll pop up with that from time to time saying that you are thirsty, and as you can see in the lower right hand corner, our food and drink bars have now show without having to go into our Pip-Boy. They only show when they get drastically low. And when they do get low, your AP, which is right below that, which you use for like sprinting or power attacks, like if you do a power swing on a melee weapon, it's reduced. So all that red there, you cannot utilize that AP. So if we go into our aid section here, we do have some purified water. So let's take some drinks of that. And as you see, as we drank that, our drink went up and our AP, the red, is now gone. We'll also we'll also eat some canned dog food to increase our food as well. So there we go. We got that all back. And like the Overseer was saying, the responders were kind of like the first group to come out of the war after everything settled. So they, like she said, they were made up of like firefighters, policemen, etc., etc., and they had a whole system of helping people. And they have a volunteer system, all automated, that you can volunteer yourself to be part of the responders. And we will do that. We're not going to do it this episode. We're actually going to do it next episode. But for now, we're going to read some of this other literature that's sitting around here, because there is a ton of stuff. So, there's a water safety report. We have a memo. We have the Gully Mine Recon. So let's start with this. Jeff, I hope things in Flatwoods are going well. I had a thought I wanted to share. If we can spare the personnel, I'd like to send a team into Gully Mine. They were blasting in the days before the war, and if there's still dynamite in there, it might come in handy. I know you're busy with the volunteer program, so it's your call. Maria. I'm gonna go with Mariah. Pretty close to how my girlfriend spells her name. So let's take that. And look at that, we updated, we now have Gully Mine as a location on our map. So if we go into our map here, oh, we can change our player icon. We'll do that at a later point. So if we go in here, it shows Gully Mine right up there that we can eventually go to. We could travel up there and find it. We can't fast travel to it. Once it has like this purple color to it, then we can fast travel to them. Right? Yeah, fast travel. It'll show you there, and it does cost money to fast travel, but we're not going to do that. But it did put a rough location so we know where we could go to find that, even though we can't fast travel there. Alright, we have another memo on the responders. Only volunteers... Oh, responders. The database is now locked. Only volunteers and responders may access it until things calm down again. This is only a precaution until this whole thing blows over and we get back to rebuilding this great country. I just updated it with more information about supplies, so when we get back, we can start distributing resources to the survivors that remain. Delbert and Kesha have volunteered to stay behind and take care of the survivors. Dassa? D-A-S-S-A? I think I'm reading it right. Let's take that. Alright. We did have a water safety report. We could read this as well. So, it looks like they tested the water, and their result, the germ profile high, radiation levels extreme, oh great, acidity unsafe, and pharmaceuticals are high. Conclusion, water is unsafe for drinking unless boiled thoroughly. I would agree as well. So let's take that. We did have some, we have a lot of dead bodies around here. So let's read this. Sorry about that. We have a patient chart on Buzz. Patient name, Buzz Yates. Complaint, patient admitted at 9 p.m. complaining of upset stomach. Drank several containers of dirty water, claims he likes the earthy taste. Symptoms, patient experienced extreme bowel discomfort, weakness, confusion, barely alive. Treatment, patient died before receiving treatment. Oh no. Patient was too weak to survive a simple fall from his bed. Drinking so much dirty water reduced his physical strength considerably due to intensive radiation damage and disease. While he didn't die of those issues, simply taking a slight injury caused his demise. Dang. Poor guy. Alright, and then we did have a survivor story over there as well. We do have a volunteer bot here, which you can trade with. So there is trading in this game from vendors.
Smart move.
And this just happens to be the first one here. Coming up here, we do have a chemistry station.
With smarts and a little luck, you'll do
And here we can
just
we can
fine
scrap our
out
junk.
there.
Let's scrap all that stuff back out of here. And here you can craft different things. So like you can craft drinks, ammo, certain ammo, certain energy ammo, and
Hey,
healing. Obviously, you can create
If you
get
need
blood packs. You
supplies,
can create stim packs,
Bob
etc., etc.
got you covered.
So for us, we're gonna boil up some water, and for that it takes 2 dirty water and 1 wood. And it's better to be drinking the boiled or purified water than it is to be drinking dirty water, as it showed with that patient who died from drinking too much dirty water. But we have some copper and aluminum scraps there. We're gonna take those. Coming up here, we do have some more dead bodies. That's the other thing with this game, is when it came out, it was pretty controversial because they had no live like NPCs. So you'll have robots like that one down there, and you'll see them throughout the game. There are robots, but other than that, there were no people. However, in a update coming in the next few months here, they're actually going to be adding human NPCs back into the game. So I'm very excited for that, and we definitely will be playing, more when that comes out as well. All right, we have another survivor story up here, so let's listen to this one.
Hi. Dasa asked me if I would talk about, how I got here. She asked everybody, so I said okay. My name's Colonel, and I'm 13 years old. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. The bombs and the messed up people and the cows with 2 heads, all of it. I was bad. Just bad. I cheated on my spelling test. I kicked Chip Wilkins in the shins until he cried. I pushed Rosie McCloy down the stairs. I cut holes in the bottom of all the gym shorts and put glue in the mashed potatoes in the cafeteria. I told Harold Newell to eat 10 dead flies a day in order to grow muscles, and I put Nuka-Cola in the rat cage water bottles at the pet store. And,
While you're
I just wanted to say I'm sorry about
there,
everything.
Why not grab a stim pack or 2?
Because my dad said if I wasn't this way, the bad things wouldn't happen. I haven't seen Daddy since the bombs, and I guess he left because of that, too. It's okay. I'm trying to be good now, though.
It sure is great to see living human beings.
I'm not old enough
again.
to be a volunteer, but Dasa said I could help collect food and water, so I'm getting better, I promise. And, Daddy, if you're listening,
That
I promise I won't be bad
overseer
anymore, so
lady said
you can come
all
back now.
people would
Okay.
be coming. It's nice to meet you.
Okay. Bye.
Alright, another story down. That one's a little interesting because the age of the guy compared to what year we're in doesn't necessarily match up. And there's plenty of videos out there. That's nothing new. That was kind of figured out when the game first released. So if you're interested in that, feel free to just do a Google search or a YouTube search on that specific discrepancy. So we're going to listen to this last survivor story, and then I think we're going to call it an episode here. So let's get this
We call
rolling.
it the Great War now. It's not been long, and things have been rough. Welcome to Survivor Stories. I'm Dasa Ben-Ami, a responder. I've been working with the responders for a couple of years now. I'm from Charleston originally, so it was easy to join up. What wasn't easy was the work. Rebuilding Appalachia from the rubble while survivors flock to us regularly from all over. So many have come and gone. Their stories untold, their names lost to time. I thought we should preserve this history somehow. I've decided to ask people to record their thoughts, their stories, anything they want to preserve forever. I'll call this series The Survivor Stories. I'll start with me. I was an anthropology PhD student at Vault-Tec University, final year. I was printing my thesis when I heard the sirens. I thought for sure my father, a Vault-Tec employee, could take us all with him, but only 2 reservations came through. I refused to go. With my little brother, he went into the vault. They could not persuade me, though they tried. In the end, I pushed them inside, and that was it. After that, I went back home to Charleston and, well, survived. Eventually, the responders formed, and I signed up right away. It was so hard. The flood was devastating. Relocating to Morgantown Airport and now Flatwoods has been... I remain optimistic. Been with them now for, I guess 2 years. We have big plans. We can do so much to help. Maybe, just maybe, we can rebuild enough to be okay. And in the meantime, I will continue to record stories of survivors when I can. We are your history. This is Dr. Ben on me, signing off for now.
Alright, so there you go. That kind of gives you some more info on how this all started with the survivor stories. So it was that lady who decided that she wanted to record all of this stuff and have different survivors record their stories as well. So I was just running around picking up some stuff, so we're gonna just scrap all of it. We did get a bunch of throwing knives. Let's just get rid of all of those. Alright, cool. So yeah, and as you can see, there is more stuff to explore. In here is where we're going to go next to register as a volunteer, actually, right there. But for now, we're going to call it an episode there because we're already sitting at over an hour long. I kind of have a feeling that a lot of these episodes are going to be decently long. But we'll just kind of play it by ear, like I keep saying, and just figure it out as we go. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. If you want to see something different, just let me know. If you want to follow along with this series or any other series that gets posted to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. It'll let you know every single time a new episode is uploaded. Other than that, guys, I'm glad that you stuck through this whole entire episode. I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.